Take that shit.
You're live.
Are we live? We're not doing the intro?
Oh, no intro.
All right, no intro. Yo! We here. I already lost my microphone. What's up? Excuse me. Pardon me.
Really?
Let me stick the thingy in the thingy. That sounds delicious. Hey, there we go. All right, y'all. So we got a good one for you. We're running a contest. More about that later. We are trying to increase our YouTube viewership, and the best way to do that is to bribe you. I mean, celebrate your viewership with the chance to win some shit. That's how it works. That's what we should do. So that's what we're doing. So pay attention as we go along. We're going to give you a word, phrase, hashtag, something like that, to put into the comment section, not into the chat, into the comment section after this video is no longer live and it is truly a video. One, so we can get a lot of comments, and then YouTube algorithm likes that. I'm trying to be as transparent as I can here, right? Because, you know, for those who enter, you will enter the word or phrase that we mention at some point in this video as a comment, and then we will run a randomizing app that will pick the comment that Evening Larry, how are you? We'll pick the comment that's the winner. We're going to pin that person's name along with them to email us. So, oh, maybe live viewers can suggest the word. Yeah, we can talk about it. Figure out which one we want.
We'll see what kind of suggestions we get.
We want to make sure that it really is the word. We don't want to be batting around 3 or 4 words and then we get 3 or 4 answers in the comments because they don't watch all of it. They just watch till they hear something. Then we got to deal with all that bullshit. Let's not deal with bullshit. So we've been trying to figure out, the thing with YouTube is we don't have emails, right? We don't have direct messages to everyone's YouTube account. Like Larry makes it relatively easy unless there's someone impersonating Mr. Larry Beck, which is possible. Not sure why, but it's possible. So we're trying to figure out the ways that, or we figured out the ways, it's just a little convoluted, how we're going to confirm the winner is truly the winner. So I'm gonna say the word this week. We're gonna pick the word next week, and then you'll get a coupon for your choice of awesome Porsche apparel a la Dundan Motorsports and from our apparel site. And there's lots and lots. There's some that a couple of guys have been wearing recently that I didn't even know we had. I'm like, where did that come from? I'm the guy that helps make all these happen. I didn't even know it was there. So that's one thing. We're also going to do it on Instagram. We're going to make a post of some snippets of Whiskey Friday, post it on Instagram, and on Instagram it's a you and your friend. So if you guys are watching this here, it would be tag your friend. Oh, brother, you are 100% impersonation worthy. You're just like me. I just don't want an AI impersonating me, which is probably what's going to happen at some point. Sup, Justin Green? This is, for Justin's edification, this is High West Rye as a Manhattan, a big, a mature person's drink with a little cherry in it, because you know every mature person needs a cherry, right? I thought Justin would appreciate that. Hopefully, we don't need to censor the snippets, but it is possible because we are drinking on camera. Last bit about the giveaway is you must be 21 years or older because it is a lottery and these kinds of things are not acceptable for children. I think it might be 18, but we're going to go with 21 because I'm drinking whiskey on camera, you know. So what all do we have going on this week? We got a couple things happening. Exciting test fitments of new parts. Do we have a picture of the 4RS Gurney flap?
Ooh, I don't.
You do not. There is one of it in the box, but that's not very flattering. So we're just going to talk about it. We got our first article, GT4 RS Gurney flap for the GT4 RS wing. Looks fantastic. Very happy with it. Novin, local homie, is going to come over here in a week or two for us to test fit that. He will get it for free. Once we have confirmed its test fitment, we will get them on the website and allow them for purchase. So then you have dive planes and a Gurney flap for your 4RS. For those of you who do not want to rock our fabulous Valkyrie wing and splitter on your car, we have options. We have options. We've also had Mr. Doug Stedding's 991.1 Carrera in-house, and we have been test fitting a complete package, if you will, of Dundan suspension arms. And why? Why, Jamie? Why would we need suspension arms on a lowly Carrera? It came as peasant spec, so it shouldn't need these things. Well, let me tell you something, Jamie. Yeah, I'm talking to myself in third and first person. It's kind of funny. Good evening, Mr. Ted. So why would you want to upgrade your now 10-year-old or older 991.1 Carrera? One, the suspension's probably worn out. The joints and such are worn out. It is a sports car. It's going to provide much more loading on some of these things than on some of the joints than a Cadillac might, or a Toyota Tacoma that only just drives around on the road. Second thing is we can get you a lot more adjustability in the car to make it handle better, feel more sporty, keep the tires in contact with the ground as they're supposed to. Along with and complementing this, we have solid bearing replacements in the knuckles, which we've learned from our friends at Driver's Choice, that the 991 Turbo likes to eat said rubber bushings. As you can see there in the bottom portion, there you go, right, zooming in there. That is our solid bushing replacement. That there are two there. Charles figured out a way to easily remove them with an impact wrench and a provided tool. We'll tighten all of that suspension geometry up without making the car overly harsh. Anyone who has driven a Wysock RS can attest to it is not overly harsh. It's still quite lovely on the street. And you'll get your GT car handling out of the 991 series of cars. So this is 991 Carreras, 991 Turbos, C2, C4s, whole gamut. We also have a beautiful red 992 Carrera here in-house, and it is getting the same full package, including MCS three-ways. So she gonna be a monster. This is a customer out of Utah, wants to build a beautiful canyon carver out of his Carrera, give it a little bit more spice, a little bit more grip on the road. And so this has been a project that Charles and Jorvier have been working on since last year, I think. So about 6 months. We've been working on getting these together. We're finally in the kind of prototype test fit phase, and then it's released to market. So we're very excited about this. We're excited to have a full package. All the brake ducts, factory brake ducts will fit. And actually, Charles and I were talking this morning on the 991 Carreras. We're going to offer a brake duct kit, probably mandatory for some of the bars or suspension arms. Improved brake duct cooling, as Porsche did through a number of iterations. I believe it's the 992 brake ducts that provide more cooling for the rear brakes. And Charles will correct me if I'm wrong, but it is that dinosaur bone one that the upgraded cooling would go on. The brake ducts aren't expensive. They're plastic. They're like $35, $50, you know, a set kind of thing. So that'll be really exciting. As we get that built, we'll give you guys some updates on the 992. We did not leave any of the parts on Doug's car. One, because Doug's going to do MCS, and we kind of wanted to do it all at once, not do it kind of bits and pieces. And also we need a couple of them to go on the 992 because they're brand new parts. We didn't get a lot of them made so we could do multiple cars at once. We need to make sure that they fit. There you go. So that's what's going on with that. So we did 4RS, we did suspension goodies, we talked about the giveaway. I'm gonna try and fish out this other cherry out of my very mature adult beverage. It doesn't have a lemon twist, you know, or a slice of orange. Also a highly mature drink when you're an adult. One more time. Say again.
991 dive reminder.
991 dive reminder. Dive planes on the 991.1 GT3. Ready to go. So pretty, so shiny. Updated on the website. Tested at Flat Rock Motorsports Park. Tested throughout the Smoky Mountains. Glued on. Very sticky. Buy them now. We've got many of them. So, yes, sir. It takes a minute. I like Simon's comment. The lesser models, they're still Porsches, right? I'll give you for instance. So I bought a 458 Italia for my 50th birthday a couple years ago. And I got it. I was super excited. I got MCS three-ways on it. And then when we're going to put the MCS three-ways in it, which made a huge difference, car was way better with them, figured out the sway bar isn't adjustable. I'm like, what the fuck, Ferrari? This is a sports car. What do you mean it's not adjustable? It's not a Speciale. Speciale is adjustable. Regular Italia is not adjustable. That's just drive it off the lot, drive it, show up to dinner, yada, yada, yada. The Speciale is supposed to be the one that's driven hard, right? Porsche does something similar, not quite as egregious as Ferrari does. Between the Carreras, the Carrera S's, the GT cars, the turbos, the Turbo S's, there's a bit of a hierarchy in the marketing lineup, and they add more bits and pieces to those cars as they go up, and they're at a higher price point. That said, we can make a magnificent improvement using the same recipe that we use on a GT car on a Carrera. And in fact, we can have probably a much larger impact on a Carrera than we do on a GT car just from where it's starting from. So we're real excited for that. Our 996, 997 line is also happening. Charles has a upper strut mount on his desk. We were figuring that out. Curiously, some curiosity with this. Through Charles' work and CAD and measurements and diligence, we found out that and we kind of knew this, and anyone who's worked on these cars for a minute will understand this. The left and right stock strut mount actually have a slightly different angle to them because they're copies of each other. They're the same part. You just flip it around in the car, and the hole is offset from where the mounting points are. And so you end up with slightly different caster angles from side to side because the angle of the strut is slightly different. Crazy. And so anyone who just blindly copied Porsche, their mounts have the same problem. It's not ideal. It's not the end of the world. I mean, plenty of 997.1 GT3s and .2 GT3s have done fine for almost their entire life out on track. It's fine, but it's not perfect. And if you're going to make a new part, make it right, make it perfect. So that's what we're doing, fixing all that. We'll be able to test some of these. We'll probably take most of the parts, the RSS stuff that I got for my pumpkin, fucking A, I mean, 12, 13 years ago. We'll probably take all that off, put ours on, just because, you know, we're making the parts now. Pumpkin should have all Dundan parts. It's just a thing, right? Got a couple other 997 street cars lurking. Our buddy Orist, who is still in Hawaii. Kudos to Orist. I think he's in Waikiki until this weekend, maybe. we're going to baseline his car. This is kind of wild. I'm going to baseline his Carrera S on old, tired factory stuff on the racetrack. We're going to have Ted drive Oris's car on the racetrack. And then we're going to do the whole suspension, including MCS, and take it and redo it and see what the gains were. I'm expecting it's going to be pretty astounding, the difference between all of the suspension arms and the MCS and all the rest. So it just should be killer. Kind of like what we did with the GT4 RS between with stock and fully modded, full lab ratted out. In other news, did I send you the picture of the circuit board? I did not. I can. Let me do that. I got some great news yesterday from our good here.
There we go.
We good?
Yep.
Hey, we're back. That's weird. So, with that interlude, we are back. Let us know if you can hear us, and I'll continue. We probably should decide on the secret word. What I have a word in mind, and it's actually a word Simon is going to love. It's both a tag phrase that he has on a T-shirt, and it's something that we enjoy selling to others. Seeing how I can continue to interlude this such that it's funny by the end. We enjoy looking at them. We enjoy seeing them go through the wind. And so the secret phrase for next week's giveaway is going to be hashtag, which is the pound sign, I like, all one word, we're just running together, big wangs. I like big wangs. Seems appropriate. Big Wang Gang is in force, so the secret phrase for next week is going to be hashtag I like big wangs with an A. You got to say it right. ILikeBigWangs. Yes, I can spell that fast, even though engineering is my first language and English would therefore be my second. So all of you who are asking, that's what we're doing. That's what it is. Throw it in the comments after the video is not live. Don't put it in the chat. That won't work. Yeah. So Justin is not doing that to enter himself into the contest. He is doing that so that you all can see what it might be. Enter this in the comments, and we will see you next week for the draw once we're there. What was that? Happy Pride Month, everyone. No. That's classic. That's classic. So getting back to commenters' algorithm will never be the same. Pumpkin, I put it in social media. You can share the R&D bits. So we have a new gadget for Pumpkin, which I'm very excited about. It is a revised circuit board. So that you guys are aware, some of you are new viewers. We put a 991.2 GT3 RS 4-liter in my 997.1 GT3 RS. We also put a PDK. And this has been a 3-year project, give or take. That particular installation of an engine in that chassis isn't necessarily the hard part, right? That's somewhat easy. You could run it on a Motec, you could run it on a Bosch Motorsports ECU. We're trying to do this differently. We want to run it on all of the factory controllers. So we want the PDK to be controlled by the factory transmission control unit. We want the engine to be controlled by the 991.2 GT3 RS factory engine control unit. And we want the chassis side to know what the engine and transmission are doing and be happy with it, and vice versa. So that when you stop the car, it knows how to downshift, all this stuff. So we're trying to integrate factory control units in a chassis and an engine that are eight years separated, almost 10 years separated. 2007 years, 2007 to 2014. And that's why we need this special bit of hardware and a whole lot of software that Dan and his team have been working on, so that we can marry all of the systems in a way that makes them happy. The car runs and drives currently, it has for a while. The issue that we've had is a little gremlin where it would, the hardware that we have in the car now to do this marrying of systems would get overwhelmed, and when it got overwhelmed, the PDK would kick itself out of gear and not want to go back into gear. It would just say, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting the messages I want, and pop it out. And turn the car off, turn it back on, start off, go right away. That's okay if you're going around the block, you're driving down the highway, it occasionally does some weird shit, you can fix it if you're a car guy. That's not so great on the racetrack. That's bad. Don't want that to happen. So we've been waiting for the update. The hardware update has I think 20x or 200x, I forget, the computing power and buffer, so that we can, have all these messages going around and dealing with it. So we're excited about that. And I believe we're going to have this month, as well as potentially Daniel making a show of things. Reasonably with what's on our docket, with what we talked about earlier with the 992 and the test fitting the suspension and some other projects that we have. We won't probably be able to get to Pumpkin and her new circuit board at least until end of the month. Beginning of July would be my guess. This board has a number of projects waiting for it. So nice. Can we do a Pee-wee's Playhouse scream every time we say the word wang? What, you said it was Pride Month and we're bringing up Pee-wee's Playhouse? Come on, man. And you have to be of a certain age to know what Pee-wee's Playhouse even is. So there's that. See, we did Pumpkin, we did 992, Carrera stuff. The 963 we talked about last week. Yes, Simon is a bad influence, but we kind of feed off each other, and it's typically ends up being quite hilarious, at least for one of us. The 963 RSP that we spoke of last week. We got a few more details. It was actually published on Haggerty. Nicest thing I've been called today. So they did actually build this car, and it even has a cup holder, which is crazy. But I think they're only building one. They're building one for Mr. Penske. And that's crazy. You see the 3D printed cup holder with his cup in it. That's pretty legit. And the leather wrapped steering wheel and all this bit. Whoo! That's just some tasty goodness there. I guess it's a 680 horsepower internal combustion engine, and it has a 1 point some odd kilowatt electric boost for it right on the transmission flywheel, so you can get a little bit more go. It has a generator and all that bit off of it to recharge the battery when you're decelerating and whatnot. They did change the way the electric boost comes on so that it's a little bit more drivable around town. You do have a full electric mode that you could use. I don't think any of us peasants need to worry about it, because I think they built one for Roger Penske. I think. Now, I wouldn't put it past Porsche to have them build a few more, depending on how the testing goes and all this bit. Pretty good looking car, especially for driving a prototype around on the street. I can't imagine it's super comfortable, and it looks like it has room for one. So, not very practical. We all bitch about the RS not even having a trunk. This doesn't even have a passenger seat. So, good luck. Is there a passenger seat? I mean, you might be able to put somebody in there. I don't think that's room for a passenger seat. No, there's no seat there. Yeah, there's your headset, because it's probably loud as shit in there. Like a helicopter. Got to wear your noise-canceling headset. That's pretty cool, though. I gotta say, that's pretty cool. I love Big Wangs. Don't forget. That's what you're going to type later, so you can be in the contest to win a shirt. Get your shirt on. Absolutely, it is a very nice homage to what's been done in the past, for sure. We're going to the track again next week. We're making some changes to the 992 GT3 RS. We're continuing to refine and get our MCS package dialed in. We made a increase in spring rate this last go, and Charles made a valiant effort to get the car dialed in on the street. Ted and I were at the track. For me, car was great. I had no negative feedback to it. Ted drives it a little bit closer to the edge than I do, and he had some feedback, and so we're making a few changes. We'll go back out for the PCA Pacific Northwest Advanced and Intermediate Day, which is this coming Thursday, June 12th. Holy crap, lost a whole month there. We also, for those of you who are local track homies or faraway track homies that want to make the, yes, Mr. William Hennessy, welcome, brother. I actually had a local customer of mine reach out. I should probably talk to you privately about it. He had, I'll say, a strange interaction with buying a used GT car, but we can chat about it. I think Mark got it all handled, but there's some weirdness about it. We'll talk about it not in this venue, but just some strangeness, but we'll chat. I think there's a new batch of the Big Wang shirts available on Simon's website, if I believe. Okay, he just announced that on the interwebs. So, for those of you who are far and wide and might want to come and enjoy a completely open track day, Dundan and Hooked on Driving have 2 dates put together. One is July 29th. The other is August 27th. July 29th is the one that we're working on first. 25 guys. Open passing. You got to know your shit. You got to have your shit together. You got to be somebody that I've driven with. And most of my East Coast bros, I've driven with you. I know you know your shit. I'm not worried about that. All my West Coast homies, I know they know their shit, so I'm not worried about that. But I will need to have driven with you, or you will need to know somebody that knows me that I've driven with so I can get a vouch from them. We're not going to have anybody who's going to be so underwater on an open day with really quick cars, such as to be a menace to themselves and others. Don't want that. Makes for a bad time. So anyone who's interested, shoot us a DM. Absolutely would love to see some new faces. I just need to know that you're competent and capable. And don't tell me you've been to one track day and you're the fastest guy ever. That's a big no. Giant no. Sorry. I'm sure you're a wonderful person, but you're not going to be skilled enough to have what's necessary to not be underwater on the racetrack. So we're very excited about the partnership with Hooked on Driving PNW. For that, this is something we've been looking for a long time. These are Hooked on Driving days. These are not Dundan days, but we are helping to facilitate and open it up for both our customer base and the local track guys. You don't have to be a Dundan customer to come. I would love it if we could only have Dundan customers come. We're big, we're not that big. Just, you know. And there's a lot of people who don't buy our shit that I like. Absolutely, Mike. I was hoping that you would see this. I wanted you to come. Absolutely, 100%. Shoot me an email or a text or whatever, Mike, and we'll get you in contact with Jack so you can get paid up. It's $8.95, so it's more expensive than a regular track day, and this is less than what the new franchisees of HOD were wanting to go with. I was like, we're gonna really push the bubble if we try and go more than that. So let's not go crazy. But it is 7 hours of track time. So you essentially get 2-3 days of track time if you use it all in a day, which should be great. So should be a good time. Yeah, literally. That's you're not wrong, Simon. When you're the owner of the company that is your namesake, and Porsche had you build them a race car, and your team wants to build you a street-going version of the race car they built for Porsche, and Porsche's okay with it, yeah, you're probably doing all right. You're probably doing all right. So maybe one day you'll have a driver's choice 963. Maybe. So private track days, all open track, should be a good time. We'll go out there and do a little Dyson, have some fun. The event in August, if we can get our shit together, we're going to have our Super Cup out. So get the splitter on it, get the wing on it, get the car back started, get some fresh tires on it. Maybe throw this differential in it that we've been trying to test for No Politics Racing. Bring the 3RS out, bring the white car out, and maybe even Pumpkin out. Maybe we'll have 4 cars there, which would be amazing. That'd just be mind-blowingly amazing that I have 4 different cars all running at the same time and available to use on the racetrack. That would be mind-blowing at that point. So, what else? How many of my homies signed up yesterday for Smokies? I know, Simon, you did. I know Doug did. I know Mr. John McClellan did. So we've got our core group from the Pacific Northwest that came for Smokies 9 coming back. Couldn't get a bunch of any more guys to sign up. So it was either schedule conflicts or they thought it was too expensive or whatever. Don't care. So they didn't come. Maybe next year. But how many of y'all, William, I'm sure you signed up, yeah? Yes, sir. The unofficial drag races being held at the airstrip event, which technically was not supposed to occur, but the guy who ran the airstrip in that community wanted to see it happen. So he wanted to run the GT2 RS. Off they went. I don't know. So next year, Smokies 11 is going to start with 2 track days at the wonderful facility of VIR. We're very excited to go there. I've never been. There's a lot of East Coast tracks I've never been to. Through Smokies, I've been to a number of them. Road Atlanta, we've been to a couple times now. Flat Rock Motorsports Park this last year was off the charts. Such a great facility. Definitely a billionaire's playground. And I feel very lucky to have been able to even get a wee taste of that sweet nectar. I can understand how one might want to work very hard to achieve that status in life and then use those funds for those kinds of nice things. I can understand that. Is that going to be something that happens in my lifetime? Probably not. Probably not. Speaking of wonderful fast Caymans with silly JDM wheels on them. I only say these things out of love because Simon gives me an equivalent rash of shit every opportunity he can. Simon's built a beautiful car, and we're very humbled that he has partnered with us to make it go faster, make it handle better, and make it stand out from the rest. You know, it's a very, very beautiful Cayman 718 GT4. He has another project that he's working on that we're helping him with, also equivalently exciting, but the engine will be moved back a bit from a mid-engine status, and I'll let Simon talk about that when the time's right. So all of y'all who missed out on Smokies, it does not sound like they're going to stop happening anytime soon. I would encourage you as much as one might encourage another to spend copious amounts of money doing a thing and hanging out with other GT car hooligans, you should try and put it on your bucket list. It is a car guy heaven, and for those of us with Porsches and GT cars, it's kind of a must-do. It's kind of like going to Rennsport. You should go to it once. It's kind of special. But yeah, anyway, so Smokies. No, he's not going to betray. He's keeping it. He builds them. And Mr. Ed Assad, thank you for joining us, brother. He builds them and loves them, and then he retires them, and they go to cars and coffee duty, and they become wonderful street cars. He always is building that new to try and both further his business. We have, Ed, we have discussed this a long time, and the issue with the PNW, with a Smokies type, I will say the whole West Coast, barring potentially Northern California, maybe, is that we don't have the concentration of great driving roads to accommodate 130 Porsches on them all in the same weekend without all of us getting arrested. So in the PNW, we have some great roads, but they're pretty well known because there's not a whole lot of them. The Chirahala in the East Coast got voted the best road in the country or in the world, I forget, this last year by Haggerty. And it's legit. It's like 40 miles of twists and turns and no on-ramps, off-ramps, no getting on, no getting off. It's super smooth. It's very low traffic. It's like Shangri-La for a car guy. It literally is some of the best shit ever. Ed, I would love for you to be able to come and enjoy it sometime. Maybe Idaho. I mean, we can look at it. I've never driven out there, so I'd need to see what all the roads are, because there needs to be like every little road going everywhere needs to be like twisty, turny, fun, passing, and la 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 to make it go. So we'll see. We'll see. There is active discussion about how to make this work on the West Coast. I have a feeling it's going to be more of a point-to-point type rally where we start in one place and we all converge on another. That makes me a little concerned for a large group doing that. I could see that as a much more select, smaller group, and/or we have multiple start and stop points, which would be weird because, you wouldn't be able to see everybody, or maybe we all end up at, I don't know. Anyway, so we're talking about it. We've been talking about it for about 10 years. But we have Mr. Pete Stout, who I will see later on this summer, potentially, into the fall, down in his neck of the woods, in Northern California, which is home to a number of great racetracks, which is great, and they're epic and much ballyhooed racetracks. If we're going to do Laguna, we got to make sure we're on a no decibel restriction day. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of lame. But we got Sonoma. We got, kind of like a poker run. We got Sonoma. We got Laguna. We got Thunderhill, all in a general, like 3-4 hour circle in and around Northern California. Be a good spot. I know Mike goes down there a lot. I haven't been. I've only been to, I've been in the area. I've been to Laguna Seca, but never as a driver. So never driven any of the tracks, which would be fun. I know a lot of our local PNW guys will go down to Sonoma, go down to Laguna, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, Smokies, if there is anyone that missed getting in and has a compelling case as to how you missed the sign up yesterday after us telegraphing it, telling all of y'all, putting it on, everywhere we can think of to be able to sign up, then reach out. I may be able to pull a string or two to try and get you in. Maybe. We've been a sponsor for a long time. I do get a slight bit of deference, but I would not guarantee it because Smokies is very, very popular, and I would not want to piss off the guys that didn't make it. That said, if you have a compelling reason, reach out. Try and make something happen. ILikeBigWangs. One more time, pound. ILikeBigWangs. For the contest, we are running a contest. I'll do this again for those of you who just have come in a bit later. It is a t-shirt giveaway, and the idea is that you comment after the live is finished and it is out on YouTube, and you can actually post a comment. You will do hashtag #ILoveBigWangs. Did I mess that up? It is I love, right? I like big wangs. There we go. See, I already messed it up. It's not the same. I like big wangs. Pound ILikeBigWangs. And next Friday, we will do a random selection from the comments, and you will get a t-shirt. There'll be some stipulations that we have for you to send us an email, prove we know who you are so that we can send a real person, not just post a coupon code on YouTube comments, because then we'd give away probably 10,000 t-shirts, and that would be a problem. So a couple things with that. We're also going to be doing this on Instagram, where you tag a friend who needs a Dundan t-shirt, and that will come out probably on Saturday or Monday. I'm not sure yet. Alex is going to work on that. Alex is in Spain. Alex is not listening. It's in the middle of the night. New parts, new goodies, Smokies, big wangs. Did we miss anything? I think we got it all. Pumpkin brain. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, all the goodies going on the car. So good. Many suspension parts. Yeah. Oh, this is our video of the upgrade of the mouse. Our 991.1 GT3 with a much larger engine in it than it should have. But we did the full suspension package on it. Justin has been working on a full video. It's a long form video. It's the full install on the car. It's kind of a crossover between how it's made and an instruction video. So it's a bit like that. We're going to see how this plays out. We have a funny feeling it's going to do pretty well. A lot of guys like watching Matt Mormon wash wheels for an hour. So this is a little bit more going on than washing wheels. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. This is our first foray into a AI generated voiceover. So hopefully you like the voice. It sounds not a lot like me, but it's pleasant. It's nice. Easier for us because we can just type in and then it reads it, which is great. You don't have to wait for me to get on a microphone and all this other crap. So it's far more convenient and conducive to doing this kind of thing regularly for you. So yeah, so that's going to come out, you said tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're going to drop it tomorrow? All right. So watch on our YouTube channel for that to come out mañana. And I'll turn it over for any questions you guys have for the next 5-10 minutes. What do you got? Oh, I got a question for Ed. What e-mountain bike should I get? Because I'm considering getting one. Aaron Curson wants me to get the Specialized Lilo because it's orange, and they're on sale right now. Last year's Lilo is, I guess, severely discounted. They also were talking about the new Yeti e-mountain bike, which is $15,000. And that's a car. Can't put my wife on the back of the mountain bike and take her to dinner, but if I bought a Honda, I could. That said, probably a dope mountain bike. I don't know. Any other questions you guys have for us? Please feel free. Let us know what's up. Yeah, this is the part in the video where you have to cut a bolt off because Porsche installed it backwards. Specialized Turbo Levo SL2. That is a very specific, is that the one you have, Ed? I think it might be, yeah? Yeah, this is the cutting the bolt head off because they put it in the car backwards. So that if you take the nut off, you can't take the bolt off. It gets stuck in where how they installed it into the frame of the car. So, anyway. All these instructions are there. Very, very helpful. Do a little dance for y'all. Oh yes, we'll have all the torque specs.
I'm gonna appreciate it. Off the car and on the car.
For those of you who are dealers who are watching, we're rolling out officially our dealer network, dealer alliance, dealer club, whatever we might want to call it. It's happening on Telegram. You're going to get a email invite, and we're going to try and make this a community such that if you have questions, if you're looking for instructions, both us and the other dealer networks can help each other out, right? Because for the most part, we've done a good job of keeping all our dealers geographically separated, so from one another, so that Simon won't mind helping George in Long Island out because they're not competing for the same customers, and we'll help both George and Simon out because we're helping them with the parts. So that's going to roll out next week. We're excited for that. It's been a long time coming. We finally have a way to disseminate this information effectively, and a lot of information to share. I am not going to ORP this next weekend with HOD. I do know that Paul's going to be there, so that should be fun. We just put Paul's diffuser back on his car from where Bellevue did not use the correct fasteners to put the diffuser back on his car in the first place. And I'm not sure why Paul sent that part to us and his car. I think he thought it was an aftermarket part, but it's the stock part. And we've never taken it off of the car. So, I don't know. But he had his buddy drop it off here, so Charles put it back on, found some fasteners to get it on the car, and it's back on the car. Oh, one last thing, for those of you who might be watching, we still have a couple pre-owned systems available. We have a couple, two 997.2 GT3 RS street header systems. One of them with brand new cats, the other with barely used cats. It was on the car in Switzerland for like a week, and the guy decided it was too loud. So it's Switzerland, fine. It's not too loud. It's just he got stared at when he was at a stoplight by some old lady, and he got anxiety from it, and it happens. It happens to all of us. My wife does it every time I start the Aston Martin. It's like, brah! I'm like, America. Oh, wait, that's Britain, not America. So we've got two 997.2 GT3 RS is for the 3.8 or the 4 liter. They are not for the .1. Sorry, they are too big.
Looks about it.
Even then, Charles corrected me. No.
I might need to fix some of my packages.
Potentially, yeah. Yes, you may. Speaking of that, you might. Talking to Philly, who does a lot with our I almost said something that I was going to regret because Simon's watching.
Call the back end.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. You knew exactly where I was going to go. Philip does a lot with our back end. Wait, that's probably not something we want on the internet. He does a lot with our manufacturing resource planning system. And so he's built a lot of packages that we use the SKU numbers for on the website. So we want to make sure that the right parts are in there. So he's going to go check some things. We also have a single 991 GT3 RS street header system. We do not have any pre-owned mufflers for any of those. We have new mufflers that would be available to add to those systems. Anybody who's interested in these things, please reach out to us. Send us an email at sales, S-A-L-E-S, at dundanmotorsports.com. And if you can't spell Dundan, you should probably, it's like there and I can't, there we go, down there, and a number of places. So dundanmotorsports.com. So if you can't spell it, then, you know, just pay attention. Look around. You'll be fine. Yeah, right? You're like, I can't get this out of the car unless I cut it. What are you talking about? You shouldn't have to cut it. Well, you take it out. You show me how to get that out. So it's funny, in the 992s, they reverse the direction of that bolt. So you actually can take it out in a 992, but you can't take it out in a 991. So somebody figured it out on the production line, but not until they made thousands of cars that way. Crazy. I will go look at this bike, Ed. You've given me a rousing endorsement, and it sounds like you're having a lot of fun on yours. And it's orange. So kind of can't pass it up.
Straw that broke the camel's back.
It always is. It's the orange things. The orange K-Truck. Never wanted a K-Truck. K-Truck shows up, it's orange. Shit. Looks like I'm buying a K-Truck. So, all right, y'all. It's 5:30. It's time to go get some burgers. Nobody's got a lot of questions for me. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for bearing with our technical glitch. We'll have to look and see what that was about. That was weird. We lost sound there for a minute. Literally, he unplugged one thing, unplugged another thing, and then they worked again. We did the Microsoft reset. Control-Alt-Delete. All done. Yeah. Literally, we lost sound in the middle of the live stream. Just sound. Yeah, exactly. On this side and that side. Done. So yeah, I don't have anything else. I like big wangs. For your hashtag comment once the video is up live, such that we can get you involved in the t-shirt giveaway. And this is 21 and older. No young kiddies. Sorry. This is a lottery. You got to be old enough so that you can actually win the prize. And with that, I'm out. I'll talk to you guys.